Drake.
Hey.
That Coochie Breeze. Is that City Girls?
That's Sexy Red.
Oh.
Man, let me stop.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna start recording now.
There's no podcast. It's just twerking.
Hey, man, I wouldn't be upset about that. All right, you ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Men on the Internet podcast. My name is Kerbin Johnson. This over here, our guest for the week, but our permanent guest, hey. It's Skinny Crystal.
Damn.
Okay, little face.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying.
Slim waist.
Hey.
What's been going on?
Man, everything and nothing.
Mm.
Just working, usual grind.
Word. Educating the youth of America.
That part.
One mind at a time.
One mind at a time.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many times a day do you brush your teeth? And do you wake up, brush your teeth, and eat? Or do you wake up, eat, and then brush your teeth?
Neither. Okay, so I don't eat in the morning.
No, that's sick.
I know, right? That's how I got skinny. No, but I intermittent fast, so I don't eat until like maybe 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So what I do, though, I don't brush my teeth first thing. I have coffee, and then, because obviously coffee stains your teeth, so I brush my teeth after the coffee. And then sometimes I'll, at night, brush, like before sleep. Brush.
So 1.5 times a day.
1.5 times.
No, that's different.
Why? Do you brush after each time you eat?
Because I eat kale and whatnot, you get the film in your teeth. So I try to brush after that just so I can feel normal again.
Yeah.
But I definitely brush every morning and every night.
Yeah.
I can't eat anything if I still have last night's sleep in my tonsils. Like it's sick. It's sick activity. I can't even drink it. I can't drink water because now I have a film of dreams.
Oh, come on.
Inside of my mouth.
That's a mind thing. It's not. I don't know.
It's gross.
If now I will brush my teeth again if I ate something like meat or something that got stuck in there. But I floss a lot because you can get cavities in between your teeth. So
yeah.
And I had to get fillings because of that. So I usually have some kind of floss with me.
At all times. You know, I got floss on me 24/7.
All day. There's a lot of people with yuck mouths that do not floss.
No, it's like to me, if your dental hygiene is not right, like you need to get right with God.
You need to get right. That's a sin. That's a huge sin.
It is.
And some people literally don't care. Like they'll have like that thick white phlegm on their tongue. I'm like, what? And
the thick white phlegm is just insane. And you also
it's crazy.
You also they could be sick. I don't want to say that.
They could be sick.
They could be.
Oh, they sick, all right.
They could be.
I'm sick of them.
They could be sick because there's some people that got phlegmitis.
Oh.
Or like halitosis.
Like I know you see that.
Oh,
you have to see that.
I don't think they do.
We all do though.
I think they just think that their tongue is a bubbly pink and white color.
Oh God! No, like they have that thick. I'm just like, bro. Like I know you see that. No, but what's worse is that crust, that encrusted plaque on the bottoms, or on the tops. Even some people have it on both. I'm like, bro, you need a deep cleaning. Like if people are like, oh, they need to go to the dentist. No, that's not just a regular cleaning. It's a deep cleaning. They have to take that little knife-looking kind of gadget. I don't know the proper term for it, but they have to really dig in and like
the butter knife.
Get the crust out.
Yeah. No, it's sick.
Yeah.
Tell me your skincare routine.
I just wash my face with Dove.
The bar?
The bar.
No.
That's it. I don't go crazy with the face washing. This is how I think. All these cleansers and stuff, like, I feel like it's unnecessary because, like, back in the day, stuff didn't exist. Oh, cleanser, exfoliant, like, all this extra stuff. Like, that didn't exist back in the day.
Yeah, but they look wild. You ever seen basketball players in the 80s? They're like 23, crazy? And then they look 64.
Well, damn. Well, that could be a genetic thing, and it could also be your diet. If you're eating a bunch of crazy stuff, like greasy food, your face gonna look like some pepperoni. Like it's gonna look like
it's not even that. They just be aging fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like for every 10 years they get another like 30.
Yeah. Probably hard. It maybe depends on your lifestyle and stuff like that. How stressed are you? That'll also age you. If you got kids, that also
that kills it.
Stress. Yeah, that'll do it because
kids
you're not
is over.
sleeping.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Well, so you don't do anything, just soap. Lotion.
I take only thing I can say I do take sometimes is like fish oil, but it's not specifically for my skin. And vitamin D.
You don't put a
mask?
No, like lotion.
No, not unless, honestly, I only put it, and I should be moisturizing more. I only put it when I wear makeup. So like today, I did put moisturizer because you have to, like, especially if you're like a little dry, you have to put it so it's not like obvious and the makeup isn't like flaky and shit. But yeah, in general, I don't put lotion every day.
Is that because you're light skinned?
No, I just like being from Florida and there's like humidity. You put lotion, it's like meh, like everything's like a slip and slide. Like I can't.
I put on lotion multiple times a day. Like not even multiple. I put lotion on probably like 8 times a day.
Really?
Yeah. But first of all, I'm dark skinned.
Okay.
So ain't nobody catching me slipping.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody. And by the way, for y'all, I know y'all watching. I'm not dark skinned for real. I'm God. Peanut butter.
Y'all peanut butter.
Okay.
But the filter is got me.
I put the camera on dark right now.
Right.
All right.
It's on dark mode.
Okay. But first of all, inside of this right here, the moment you have one fleck of ash, you got some little boy with caps in his teeth talking about ashy.
With your ashy ass.
You know what I mean? Now I got to commit a crime.
Ashy Larry.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I take the skincare on the face real serious.
That is important. Your face looks very moisturized.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I do it. It's like I can't take a shower without putting on my stuff. Because when I look at other men, and I could tell, like, especially like white people, they be aging, times 4. And I'm like, all you have to do is just put a little something.
Either. That sun will age the hell out of you.
I don't go outside too crazy. But even though, like, sometimes when I do go outside and I get the little tan that actually does make me dark skinned.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm already melanated.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, whatever.
It's good to have sunlight. That's how you get the vitamin D the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I remember last time I went without sunlight for a while, and I started looking like Chris Brown. And it just, didn't
Your
really...
Your skin will kind of lighten by staying inside.
And it didn't really match with, like, who I am as a person.
Right.
Like,
I'm a dark nigga.
I don't know about that.
I'm light skinned, but I'm a dark nigga.
Okay. But, yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, God.
Turned around and she said, me and Will been broken up for mad years since 2016. Chris Rock asked me out on a date. I'm unclear as to when he asked. Was it pre-2016 or post-2016? And then she said when Will went up to slap Chris Rock and said, don't say things about my wife.
Right.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Right? She was confused as far as him using the word wife because it's been mad years since we've been husband and wife. Just been living our separate lives and we meet up for the cameras to show everybody that we still got that Jada and Will love.
No.
What do you have to say about a woman like that?
She's freaking horrible for that. If my husband, fake husband or not, went up and slapped a nigga at the Oscars, he's a ride or die. I would come out with all type of shit about that bitch. I'm sorry. Like, I would be like, her fucking, she got shit stained draws. She snored like that. Like everyone was like Team Will because they thought that he was defending his wife and all this stuff. Everyone felt so bad for Jada having alopecia, and now she dogging this nigga out. Like, you know how many women wish they had a man that would defend them like what he did? Like, that's crazy. That it looks so bad. Like, I don't see what the point of like dogging Will out so much.
She's trying to sell a book.
Oh God.
She got a book, a tell-all.
Desperado.
Yeah.
Like anything just to make sales. If anything, that makes me not want to buy her book. Because like I feel bad for Will at this point. Like,
I left out the part that she and Tupac were friends, but Tupac said that he wanted to marry her while he was in prison, right. But whatever, they didn't have that kind of chemistry. I think she didn't have that chemistry with Pac, and Pac was like, I'm trying to smash by any means necessary. Look, I understand the Jada hate because, yeah, she's telling her story, but it's affecting her husband or whatever he is to her.
We don't know these days.
He went out and slapped Chris Rock over this, probably because Chris Rock asked Jada out. Could have been about that. And I'm sure it's a multiple things all wrapped into one where he was like, this is my chance, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Even if a guy and a woman break up, he don't want to see her with nobody else, especially somebody that he knows.
Yeah.
I think Chris Rock did an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so it's like they may not be friends, but I know you. Each other. I know you, right. So you gonna ask my wife out on a date, even though we're not together. It's like, respectful. You know what I mean? Especially when Will is out there doing what he's doing, right. Like he's probably doing it with all the strangers in West Hollywood or something. You don't even know. You know what I mean? Right. So. Yeah, he's like, I ain't trying to do that. So I understand.
It's just so messy. And I mind the business that pays me. I don't give a damn what you're doing in your marriage, who you sleeping with. I literally don't care. And you just airing out this business. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, look, she's an independent woman now. She has to find ways to make money somehow.
Well,
Hawthorne hasn't been on the air in years.
What hasn't been on?
Hawthorne, exactly. Oh. The TV show, exactly. The TV show that she was the star of.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay.
She hasn't been working that way. SAG is still striking.
That's right. But don't they have a production company?
SAG is still striking.
Well, she can do. Well, she can't. But she could hire some non-union actors to make something.
Sure.
Yeah.
To make her a couple $100. I'm sure.
That's it.
But the star here is Will.
Yeah.
Jada is. No, it's the truth.
Yeah. Jada has so much. You're right. Will has been the star, and she's super talented, but yeah, she's taking a backseat to him, and maybe there's some animosity because of that. So here's the thing: sometimes you could be with somebody and they're jealous of you. Huge problem.
I've seen that. You remember, Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
He was married to an actress, Anna Faris.
Oh yeah.
And the story goes that they were married, and at the time, Chris Pratt was this like chunky dude who was on Community, that TV show Community, and NBC. She was the big star.
Yeah.
She had done the Playboy movie, the Bunny movie. She was the big star. She was on Mom, but then he got his big shot to be in the Marvel movie, lost all the weight. Now he's got abs. Now you can see his jawline. And she was like, I can't handle this. I thought I married this doofy actor who... and now occasionally
he's taking my star, lad.
Exactly. Now he's the guy.
Energy. Why are you married to someone you like low key jealous of? Like, if anything, you're married to someone, even someone I'm in a relationship with. I'm not gonna like undermine them and like wish that they were doing worse than me.
You think that now, but when
I'm not jealous in that way.
Let's say you right now, you're a rising comedian. You link up with a guy that is coming to you for advice. Okay. He's coming to you saying like, "Yo, how do I get?"
With nobody looking for it.
No. Like, let's say he's got a good job somewhere else. Okay. Like he's fine somewhere else, but he's like, I really want to be on your comedy level. Like, I want to be performing. I want to do all this stuff. So he's coming to you for advice. He may have money and whatnot, but in this field, you're the one. Yeah. You're the special person. But then all of a sudden, he takes all your advice and he laps you up. He starts doing bigger shows than you, getting paid 3 times more than you. Everyone is like, he's way funnier than you. And you're like, I gave him all the advice. I put him on. Yeah. Y'all should acknowledge me. And everyone is like, yeah, you cool, but that's the guy. Don't you think you're going to feel a certain kind of way?
It would be hard for me to get with a guy that's actually funnier than me.
Come on now.
There's lots of men. My favorite comedians are men.
Yeah.
I love Chris Rock. I love Dave Chappelle. I love Eddie Murphy. Like, so I would have to date a guy who has a sense of humor, but I honestly don't see myself dating someone that does the same thing as me. Like, we can't have 2 clowns in the room. Like, someone needs to be the serious one. So
I've dated a serious person before.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
And it's not that fun.
Yeah, I feel
you don't need somebody who's clowny like you.
Yeah.
But somebody who can be like
a good sense of humor.
60% of what you're at, like 70%. That's cool. Because now when you got two clowns, like everybody gets ridiculous. Annoying. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. But yeah, you don't want like a straight man and a funny dude.
I don't know if I necessarily want to date someone like industry wise. Like I think I want to, I don't know, like they can be industry but not like entertainment, like maybe behind the camera or something, like not like, because I don't feel like I would be jealous though. You know why? Because I'm like, the more money they get, the better for me anyway. Now we're gonna go on trips and do all this like extravagant stuff. I'm so happy that you're doing so well. I love that. I want you to do well. Any of my friends, I want them to succeed. Please, like that's what I love. I don't have that kind of jealous like oh, they're doing better. Everyone's on their own path. So like, if you're doing good in your area, good. Like we're not, even if whatever job or something that you got over me, I wasn't supposed to have it. Like that wasn't the path.
That's that.
I'm not gonna look at my husband. Oh, they got more money than you. Should have more money than me. You're my husband.
All right, let's be honest. Are you taking down August Alsina after breaking up with your husband for a couple years?
No. She should upgrade.
To who? Leo?
Somebody better. Like with women.
Will is at the top.
Yeah, I know. With women though, like when there's a breakup situation, we always upgrade. So if she got with I'm not talking shit about August Alsina, but like he just ain't, he ain't no Will Smith. So,
who's bigger than Will Smith?
The Rock, maybe.
The Rock, come on now, he likes white women.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, shout out to my boy, man.
I love him.
Shout out to my boy, man. But he gonna look at Jada like, hey, I don't need that type of drama, and we don't need to have the same haircut.
She got so much drama. Like, what man is even gonna take her serious now? Like, you done all this stuff. Yo, nigga got up and slapped someone at the Oscars. Like, I wouldn't even condone that kind of violence, and I'm down for violence sometimes. Some people be deserving to get slapped and shit, but. Like at the Oscars, I don't like public displays of like
violence.
Yeah,
I'm not with
why
that.
are you doing that?
And I didn't like that it was a black man who did it to another black man at the Oscars.
At the Oscars,
they already calling us all types of.
They already had so much to say, so now you're like edging it on, making it worse.
The only thing that would have made it worse is if he slapped a white man. That's the only thing. If he slapped a white man, like I couldn't even defend it. I'd be like, yeah, your wife should dump on you. Like you're a bum. That.
But I mean, some people might have deserved it, but don't do that. And at the Oscars.
That's crazy.
Oscars. That's crazy. Really crazy.
That's crazy. So the amount of security you have to go through to get to the Oscars, and then they just let Chris Rock get slapped in the face is crazy. I did security for the Oscars before. They got shooters like in the mountains.
Oh shit!
Like
I didn't know
it's
that.
like presidential stuff. Wow. Because in the room you have. Billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in one room. So they be protecting you for real.
For real. I believe that. So I don't know any of that kind of stuff. I'm not famous, and I don't argue in public with people. That is a no. I don't care how much you piss me off or how much I might have pissed you off, which I don't do that.
You never piss nobody off ever.
I definitely piss people off, but it ain't gonna be no swinging it like at the restaurant or wherever we're at.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Jada, man. Jada's embarrassing. Especially, she is.
Let's talk about that. So now she's saying Tupac has alopecia.
Tupac had alopecia. I think she's fighting for everybody to look like her.
Oh my God. She is G.I. Jane. Like I'm defending what Chris Rock said now.
I don't understand that, especially with the Tupac posts, the Tupac videos, the writing the letter. He's dead. But then she also came around and said we didn't have that kind of chemistry.
Let him rest in peace.
But then Tupac proposed to me.
Oh
like
my
what?
God.
What
I
are
feel
you
like
talking
she's
about?
even lying on him. Like, bro, we don't even know. Like, let the man rest in peace. Where you gonna go bang his dead body?
Well, what I think she does is she segments out the things that she has with Tupac for her next cycle. Oh, so she's like, all right, I'm going to put a book out next year. Let me save this postcard. Let me save this poem for that cycle. For that. And then 4 years from now, I'm going to put out, a video. I'm going to put out a movie or something, a TV show. Before that one starts, I'm going to put out the fact that, Tupac, one time he went down on me, whatever. And then, but I ain't like him like that. Nah, I ain't like him like that.
So these letters, was this why he was in jail or something?
Yeah, he wrote a letter. He wrote a letter while in jail.
Man, niggas in jail gonna say anything. She's dumb for believing it.
Yeah.
She's dumb for buying it. I'm sorry. We're done talking about her because the fact you buying what a jailbird has to say to you, that's what you doing. All these men, all these free men, they gonna tell you anything. He probably had mad wives, mad girlfriends that supporting him. She probably so much of a pygmisha. She might have been sending this nigga, putting money on his books and all this stuff. Okay, girl.
I hope I never fall crazy for a high cheekbone woman like Jada Pinkett. I'm not gonna lie to you, she's the most embarrassing figure in our culture. And we have trouble wanting to marry people anyways. Right. And we look at all these relationships like, oh, maybe we want to be like that. When J. Cole said, I want that Jada and Will love, he done ruined the whole relationship. Everything is destroyed.
Yeah.
Jada has to stop, but she won't.
But she needs to, because she's making herself, she's gonna dig herself into a hole the more she's saying, because she's always talking about this dead man. Tupac was such a great artist, and I feel like she's defaming him by saying all these things. And it's just if you're so in love with him, fucking go get in the grave with him. How far are you gonna go with this? You're gonna go bang his dead body? What? Let him rest in peace. Why are you still talking about these years and years later? Y'all didn't get together. He didn't marry you. Stop holding on to this fucking fake delusion. It's crazy now. No.
Jada said that she used to sell drugs. What you think?
Yeah, right. What, she sold one dime bag? You're not a drug dealer. You're delusional. Stop trying to make yourself out be some badass that you're not. There's bitches that really do that. You're not them.
Is it because she has cheek filler?
Maybe she just honestly, I had so much respect for her as an artist. She's a great actress. But, now you're, saying all these things, and you're just saying it to try to, ooh, I need to stay relevant. I need to stay popular. What can I say next? Oh, I used to sell drugs. I used to sell my pussy. What are you going to, what else did you do? What else did you do? You was hitting Figueroa? You was hitting the block? Is that up next? Because, I feel the more crazy stuff you say, America loves people who are involved in crime. There's so many shows, First 48, Cops, all this stuff. Americans love it. So maybe she's capitalizing on that. I was a gambler. I shoot dice. I sell drugs. I sell my body. Girl, you're not that girl. You went to a performing arts school. Just be who you are. Be you. Love who you are.
I feel like they should have told Tupac that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to Jada, my final thought on it is, I feel like she's one of those new age women who's older, but brought that new age thinking from 20 years ago of yeah, we're not getting a divorce because our souls and our ties, but we won't, and we're family, and using all these little words to look, if y'all don't want to be together anymore, and if you're announcing it, just get divorced. Then just keep it pushing. Right. There's no real point in telling us that you're still married, but you're not married, but you're kind of married, but you're surprised when you use the word wife. You're his wife still legally on paper. Yes, he might be at the house messing around with the girl from the Trauma movie, the Focus movie, which hey man, shout out to Will, man. Shout out for that one, man. Give him a little round of applause. You know what I mean? And yes, you might be hanging out with August Alsina. Yes, Jaden might be off some shrooms somewhere. Yes, your daughter's over there giving herself a buzz cut.
Because now, the kid, they have kids that are involved in the situation, and they're watching their mom sling the dad through the mud.
The kids know what the deal is, though, because the kids are also thirsty for attention.
You think so?
When you look at Jaden Smith, and
he's a really nice guy.
Man, shout out to Jaden Smith. But when you look at him, you could tell he's thirsty for attention. He looks weird. He wears Batman outfits. He puts these weird grills in his mouth. Yeah. I mean, he's thirsty for attention. The daughter thirsty for attention. The entire family's it's a Hollywood family.
Look at me.
You know, that's just craving for attention. They just want it injected into their veins.
Right.
So yeah, the kids are like, yeah, mom, that's a good idea. Go out there and tell them about how we used to write Pac letters, but we never knew him.
Right.
Like, it's just weird.
Right.
It's weird. But the whole family's into it. Jada didn't even pull her 25-year-old looking mother into the whole situation of them just being this family that's craving for attention. You also have to remember too, Jada's show got canceled on Facebook. Red Table Talk.
It got canceled.
It got canceled. Well, because Facebook ain't making no money off of it. So yeah, their show got canceled. Now she's shopping the show. So yeah, she's trying to I'm culturally relevant. I'm culturally relevant. I'm about to put a book out.
About to be like, hey, we have threesomes at the house with our pets. Like, it's so crazy. Like, girl, like you're literally, it's just sounding like repulsive now.
Shout out Jada, man. I knew something was wrong with her when she said her name was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, why you say that?
Because she should have just taken his last name. Yeah.
No, she had to still have that power.
Yeah. Because we know that she didn't want to be married to him in the first place. Ooh. Imagine now. She said it. She was like, I wasn't.
That's right.
Yeah, she was like, I didn't want to be. Nah, she said she wasn't like, she didn't think she was going to be a married woman. And yeah, she just married him, but like, whatever. It was one of her old interviews for Clout. And yeah, she was like, I didn't really want to get married to him. She talked about how she cried at the wedding day because it was not what she wanted, but Will wanted so badly to be married. All of that. You remember that?
She been airing this nigga out forever.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And Will made her.
Right. Damn.
I know she was working before that, but Will made her.
Yeah, because he is the one.
He's the one.
Yeah.
Somehow, but don't let me get started with this rap. All right, talk to me about feminists.
They've ruined everything. Like all this shit about we don't need a man, and we're so independent and we're equal with men. We are equal, like intellectually, and I would even argue that a lot of women are smarter than men in some ways. But we need each other, and the thing is these bitches be like, oh, I don't need a man. Well, go lift that refrigerator then. Go get your car fixed by yourself and see how much you need a man. And they're the problem. They are the reason there's like a wedge between women and men, because you got so many women making men like emasculating men, saying like, oh, I make more money, I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da. I don't need a man. And that I really link a lot of that to the pick Mishas out there too. Cause these hoes out here talking about, oh, I can take a man out on a date and I have sex with him and blah. You are desperate. Desperate is what you are. There was women in the comments on my $50 date on that segment that come on. Okay, these hoes talking about, oh, I'm married now and I took my man. Yeah, you're the man. You had to buy him. He didn't want you, and he's probably out cheating on you with a bitch that he buys stuff for. Okay, let's be clear. You had to buy a man because you ugly. You busted. That's why you had to do it. And you got these niggas out here thinking they don't have to take bitches on dates because of you. You are the problem. I know I went hard on men for a while, but let me talk about these hoes. I said what I said. And I don't care who gets in the comments talking about, oh, well, I proposed to my man. You're stupid. You are so desperate. You had to go and buy like $1,000 ring or however much money you spent on it. Like, this is crazy. This is so many women wanting to be men wanting to be women. Be what you are. Like, stop it. Women need men need women. Stop this shit about, I'm so independent, blah, blah, blah. Guess what, bitch? You're still not making the money that a man makes. You're not. That wage gap is still there. So why are you talking about you being equal? You're not. That's just the facts.
All right, hold on.
That's the facts financially.
Two things about financials. Number one, the wage gap is somewhat of a myth.
It's not.
It is. No, first and foremost, when that survey was done for the whole wage gap thing, they were asking people who were working at the company for their first day, and also people who are working at a company in their 10th year, people who had all different types of backgrounds and experience. And then they were like, hey, yes, you are an account manager, but they're not factoring the fact that you've been an account manager at the company for 5 years versus somebody who started 6 months ago. Those things were not calculated. The second thing is they say, and this is on Tyler Perry, but they say black women are making more money than black men right now. That's what they're saying, the majority. I don't know. Don't kill me. That's what Tyler Perry said.
Fuck that guy. I'm sorry. He is a problem too. The fact that, because he made that comment, now I don't know if y'all talked about this on the earlier podcast while I was out of town or whatever, but the fact that he's just saying like, oh, you black women need to be okay with just, a man just paying the light bill because you're making more money. No. Wrong. Why black women gotta be so strong and make so much money and do all the things? Why are you making us men?
Well, the thing I didn't understand about the Tyler Perry statement is this. If a man is living on his own before he's married, or if he has a roommate or whatever, he has to figure out ways to pay his bills. Yes or no?
Yes, of
course. So let's say he does have a roommate. They're going to split the rent. They're going to split the air conditioning bill. They're going to, or the light bill. They're going to split the water bill. They're going to split everything. So how is it possible that when he gets married, now he can only pay the light bill? That doesn't make sense. Because he
wasn't paying rent before. So
it just doesn't even make sense.
Who he's talking about is like actual homosexuals. Like,
and then how is he working full time?
Yeah.
And he can only afford
Where's he working full
time? A single bill.
At?
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Right. Now, I understand the grand statement of what he's trying to say. All right, because I know y'all in the comments came for me too. Look, I understand what Tyler Perry's trying to say. You are not supposed to, but he's encouraging people to love one another for what they could do for each other emotionally and the financial.
Love don't pay the bills. Let's be clear, okay? What was I gonna go with that? But this nigga talking about women do. What he should be encouraging is that black men make more money. That's the encouragement. That's what needs to be said. Go to school like we do, okay? Or you don't even have to go to school. Get a trade. Do something, my nigga. Even if you doing some illegal shit, I congratulate you. Do it big then.
Stop. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I won't say that.
Don't do it, fellas. That's the reason why things are messed up. Because we're promoting y'all doing illegal stuff. Do not do illegal things. Go to school.
I said school first, and then I said trade. And so it just went down here from there. But what I'm saying is, stop.
This is why you need a skincare routine, just to balance things out.
Balance things out, yes. But here's the thing, like, stop encouraging black women to do all the work. Make more money. Take care of the black. I need to be your mama or your wife. Let's be clear.
Both.
No man is attracted to his mama in bed. Like, no. Stop trying to make, the black woman's so strong. She got to carry the world on her back. No. If I got to bust my ass and work 60 hours a week, I'm not doing that. That sounds like some bullshit. That sounds like some slavery that I'm never going to be okay with. I'm going to go marry someone who understands that they're supposed to be the provider. The thing is, women, I'm going to say this, and I'm speaking for myself, and I know I'm speaking for other women too. We are really not supposed to be working as hard physically. When my period comes on, it is a problem. My attitude is fucked up. So that means that week before when I'm PMSing, everyone's catching it. I really shouldn't be at work because I be talking shit. Like, my mom said it. Like, my mom was like, man, when you on your period, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yes, it is. I shouldn't be there. I should be on bed rest or something. Or like some women actually take antidepressants and different mood stuff right before their period because like we be tripping, or even not even just angry, crying, like overly emotional. Like no woman, and then some women actually bleed like super heavy.
I've heard about period poops, right? Period poops.
Oh yeah, you poop a lot more for sure. So women, yeah, this is a little education. Women and when their periods, not only some women bleed heavily and have a hard time going to work. So it's just like, if a woman is really supposed to be 50-50 with some man, she literally physically can't. Because like, if I really should be staying home part of the month because my period mental issues or my period physical issues, I can literally never compete with you work-wise. It's just not possible. Like, women need to stop fighting for, like, if we're so physically equal with men, then why aren't y'all working construction jobs? Why aren't you working moving jobs? Pick up that couch then.
All right, so you got smoke for the feminists and you got smoke for the pick-me's.
Oh, yes.
What does the ideal woman in this, like, space of dating and love and marriage and relationships, what does it look like to you?
Traditional. People need to go back to old school tradition. I don't care. I've always been an old school type person. Like, I'm not saying get in the kitchen and slave with barefoot and pregnant. I'm not saying that. But, like, what I am saying is, like, women need to understand that they need men, and men need to also understand that they need women. Like, it goes both ways.
But can't they understand that they need each other and still have kind of a modern day twist to...
Modern day is gone to shit. Look at what things... This whole baby mama culture, that's disgusting. Look at Nick Cannon, fucking hot mess. Kids around town. People, niggas laughing at it like that shit is a joke. That shit is horrible for the community. Like, how are we still promoting that? Let me just have a baby all over the place and not really take care of it. Money doesn't take care of kids. People do. When there's not two parents in the household, that's a real problem. So the fact that, you know what's a red flag for me? If a nigga got a baby mama. Why you ain't marry her? Why you ain't marry her? I have a problem with it. That's like a red flag for me. I'm not talking to someone who has a baby mom.
But not all of them want to marry that girl. You've been in relationships.
You shouldn't have wanted to sleep with her.
Well, okay.
And have a baby.
Okay. However, you've been in several relationships, and they didn't last. What if you got pregnant by that guy?
Thank God I didn't. Everyone that I've ever dealt with, and they know I have expectations. You gonna marry me if you get pregnant. Like, that's what it is. Before I even, like, that's a whole nother issue.
No matter who they are, because they could be somebody that you like, but they could kind of also be a bum, and you want to marry them?
I usually don't. Now, I will say the last two people I dealt with were, the last person I dealt with was Dusty. So, that situation, that was my bad, because I shouldn't have been dealing with somebody who didn't have the same ambition and work as hard as I do. So that would have been very unfortunate. But he would have had to work super hard, and everyone I date understands that I'm expecting marriage. I don't play that. Before I even go on a date with you, I'm gonna ask you what you're looking for. And
if they don't say marriage,
then we're done. The conversation's over. I'm 36. I'm not gonna sit here and entertain somebody that's not looking for that. Someone, let's chill. Ain't no chilling with me, bitch. Ain't no fucking chilling. It ain't no, let's kick it, see where it's going. There is none of that. I'm 36. Now, when I was 24, then that's like the time to entertain some old BS. But not at my age. I can't wait forever. There's men out here, they want to wait till they're 45 years old to get married. Nobody wants you now. You have no hair. Your thing probably barely work.
Nah, I hear at 45, it's maybe up. It's up and it's stuck.
It's up and it's stuck? That's
what I hear.
I don't know, but that's too late that's like half your life is gone. Ain't nobody waiting that damn long to get married. Like, at least I'm not. Then they're stuck marrying some 25-year-old girl who really gonna run game on their ass. Good luck.
Let me ask you a question about being 36. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of women, more specifically, attach their, like, value to their age. Okay? You're unmarried currently.
Yes.
How does that make you feel? Like, especially with what society says about women and age.
You know what? I would feel bad about it. But here's the thing. These married people be tormented. So much cheating. And honestly, I don't want a marriage if that's what it ends. Like, I'm not going through that. I've been through cheating and stuff like that with a boyfriend. So if I gotta marry someone and I gotta deal with infidelity, I literally will. I don't want to ever get married if that's the case.
What if? Because you just mentioned that if a guy gets you pregnant, y'all gotta get married.
That's it.
So what if he is he's financially stable, but he's a bum. Like he cheats on you all the time.
He's financially stable, but he's like a whore.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's gonna have problems.
Jeez.
Yes.
Green light.
Yes, because I believe in cheating back. I believe in getting back. So you can play those games if you want to, but I'm literally like a man with that. Like I will hurt you on purpose. And the thing is, like, I don't really believe in divorce. Like, I'm still working on things. I have to work on forgiving people quicker. I've gotten a little bit better. I haven't done any crazy, like, revenge stuff in several years. But infidelity is a deal breaker, because the thing is, I think I forgive people, but I really don't. Because then I'm just like, wow, I didn't deserve that, so I have to get you back now.
At what age did you start thinking about your age and your relationship status?
Like having
like at what age were you like, okay, I think I probably need to start looking for marriage right now?
Well, here's the thing about me. I've actually always been open to it.
Open to getting married?
Yeah, I would have
gotten.
No, I would have been serious. Like, everyone that I've dated, like, I really loved. So, like, for me to hold, because my relationships be like 3 or 4 years, so I like really love the person. I would have married, and when I was in love with them, I would have married anybody. But a lot of the men they're not on that same wavelength, like, of thought, like, so they're not thinking about it.
But you mentioned that early on. You asked, like, what are your intentions?
The intentions thing. I would say that was in the past, like, 3 or 4 years.
Okay,
that it was, yeah, with that kind of question. But yeah, I don't just go on dates, and that's the thing. I think with the difference between men and women, like, I vet people out. I'm not even gonna sit on a first date with you unless we have a lot in common, and I have to really like you as a person to, like, go on the date. I'm not one of those girls that's just like, oh, I need a free meal, or I want to go to this nice restaurant and I need a man to take me. That's not who I am. So I vet people. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna drill you enough to know. Like, first of all, I need to see what I'm gonna FaceTime you anyway. Just to, like, I'm not finna be catfish. You show up, you got 3 teeth or some shit. Like, I'm not going through that. You know, people be going through, like, especially usually men tell me these stories of getting catfish.
Oh yeah, I got catfish maybe like a month and a half.
Well, what happened?
Okay, she wasn't quite not who she presented. She just presented to me a person who I think existed in 2015.
Ooh, she real big?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I ain't upset about...
the big girls?
No, I just kind of wish I knew, you know, because, like, when I met you, I was just taken for a loop. But we still went out and had a good time, you know. It didn't quite do much for me, you know, so it didn't go beyond the first date. But... I feel like when you look at me, you see all of the XXL that's coming your way. You know?
People should be honest. I don't agree with catfishing people. That's why I'm always like, I'm open to a FaceTime or something before, so you know what. Because maybe it could be a hair, it could be anything. Like, maybe you don't like how my hair currently, like, okay, cool. We ain't got to meet. That's never happened to me, but because I don't catfish. Like, I feel like that you're a real ass liar if you're catfishing. Like, you're trying to deceive the fuck out of somebody by putting, like, a skinny picture, like, this is me, and it'd be like you from 10 years ago. Like, that's messed up. What else they gonna lie about? If they'll lie about that, like,
they have a baby somewhere.
Yeah, they could have a kid. They got a crazy ex stalker or something. You don't know. People
it's hard. It's hard the older you get. I feel like if you're over 31, like your pickings are starting to get kind of slim.
Pickings?
Yeah. The pickings are getting kind of slim because now, like, people have
in LA though, they're not. This is a big city.
It's a big city, and there's even less pickings here.
Yes. For quality. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's all type of options that you'll see at the highlight room.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. Do I really want to? Do I really want to get serious with a girl who's always in a Fashion Nova dress? Like, not really.
Not really.
You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, there's millions of people here, but, like, you can miss me with a lot of that.
Yeah, it's pretty trash. Because you have so many people that are like not looking for traditional situations.
Nah.
But that's why you have to look in traditional places. And that was a big curve for me because I wasn't looking in clubs and stuff like that. But
I feel like church is also like not a great place.
You know what? I used to think that too, but I've been more open to it lately just because like I always date some sinners. Always.
Yeah.
Like, but
those are the more honest people though.
Yeah. But what you find is when they don't have the same values as you, like religion-wise, y'all gonna really butt heads. And I butt heads with a lot of like and I'm a sinner too. This is not like some judgmental like, oh, this person's so bad. Like this is not what I'm coming from with that. But when the values aren't on alignment like that, I feel like it's a problem.
I understand that. And I actually got a good taste of that because the last relationship I was in, I think had the best like moral like
compass.
For things that like she thought was important in life, and that to me really like said something different to me that I hadn't experienced here in a long time, or at least just about ever.
Right.
So that was something that I thought was incredible. And not only that too, like just it may not have even just been like a religious thing, but she just had like a kindness inside of her heart that I just was like, this is what I'm looking for, So now I know it exists.
Yeah.
You just have to find them in like dark holes somewhere.
In the dark. I feel like you got to look at church, but not at your church. So so here's the thing. The reason why I never want to date at my church is because like
now you can't go back there. It's like dating at the gym.
I can't go back. I'm like, dang. This has been, church is like my one place I can get myself together, mental and all that kind of stuff. It's like super important to me. So if my boyfriend at church cheat on me, now I can't go back. Now that relationship with God like is now on a weird way. Now the relationship with God is obviously still gonna be there, but now the church, like my church is like family. Like I've been going there for mad long. So now that's messed up. Now I gotta go somewhere else, or he gotta go somewhere else, and it's messy because now everyone knows your business and there's gossip. Like I can't only imagine. I've never dated anyone at church, but I just don't want to ruin that bond. So for me, I feel like maybe visiting other churches and meeting people or meeting someone out. And I'm going to ask, like, what your religious stuff is. Like, I'm not expecting you to be a saint, but, like, I need you to be a believer.
Yeah. For me, you don't have to be, like, hardcore practicing, like, whatever. But the foundation of it has to be inside your heart, and it has to seep out, and I have to be able to see it and how you care about people.
Yeah, that's big. That's really important.
That is. All right, let's go on a break. We'll come right back.
Woohoo!
Talk to me about your relationship with the word healing.
Everyone thinks you're some kind of psychologist. Healing indicates that there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs healing after a breakup.
Okay.
You don't. If someone broke your heart or whatever, why do you need to wait a whole year or something to start dating again? You don't. You need to, like, I'm not saying like go sleep with someone right away. I mean, that is the advice I would have gave when I was a little bit younger, but for sure. But what I'm saying is, like, healing is indicating, like, oh, I have some problem I need to fix. I need some, like, I'm deficient in some area. Just because you get cheated on or for whatever reason there's a breakup, like, why do I need some, like, big healing, some big revitalization of who I am? Like, am I some piece of shit now that I'm not in a relationship? No, like, stop. All these terms people just loosely throw around. You're a narcissist. You're this. I'm depressed, blah, blah, blah. Have you been diagnosed is my question. Because if you're not on papers, like, that makes it legit. I feel like people just throw around these mental health words because it's cool, and I'm glad that we're talking about mental health because it's like very serious. It's just as serious as any other health related issue. But like, let's stop telling people what you need therapy. Oh, do you have a degree in that? Who made you an expert? Because some people are just fucked up ass people. It's not like, oh, they're narcissistic. They're type 1. Like, do you have the DSM? Like, what degree in psychology do you have? People need to talk about what they actually know about.
All right. There's a couple things that I think I agree with. Like, I think healing and whatever is an Instagram filter. Right? Like, I'm on my healing journey and whatever. Like, yeah, it's popular. Mental health is popular right now. It's the industry with the absolute best marketing. However, I probably disagree with the fact that some people do probably need to take some time in between relationships, you know, especially if they feel hurt. Like, if they feel hurt, because then, like, now you're just trying to stop the pain with another relationship. And the value of a relationship is not just the fact that you're in one, but it's what the other person does for you and what you can do for the other person. So, yeah.
So how long does someone heal then?
That's not up to anyone to say. I think somebody just needs to take a moment to step back to assess where they are. I could tell you a story.
Okay.
There was a relationship that I was in that I completely hated. And she wasn't a bad person. She didn't do anything wrong to me, but I just was like, I don't want to be in this relationship at all.
How long
I actually can't even remember her name. I really can't. Like, I cannot remember her name.
Why did you stay in it?
It was like, it was like 6 months, and then I broke up with her, and then we tried again for like a month, and then after that, or like less than a month, and then after that, I was just like, I need to get out of this. The moment I was out of that relationship, no lie, I was like, all right, like, I'm ready to move on to something else.
Because you hated her the whole time.
I didn't hate her, but I was just like, why am I here? You know, this started off, actually, you might have been there with me when I met her, or not even met her, but like, we spent a January 1st together, and you were there at some club somewhere. Okay. But I remember getting out of that relationship and just being like light as a feather. I was just like, I'm so excited to try something else.
She weighed me down.
Right. I was so excited. But then there's other relationships that I've been in that I did not expect to come out of it feeling what I felt, you know, like and like, or just there, it's like a complex emotion, you know, you're hurt, but you're also kind of like disappointed in yourself because maybe you thought it was going to work out. And then you have this image in your mind, like this relationship is what I was looking for, but then it doesn't work out. And then now this future that you created in your mind is gone. And then now, like, not only are you losing this person, you're losing this dream that you had. You're losing this, like, what you thought your reality was. And then you can come back and start asking questions about yourself. Like, am I not good enough for what I thought I wanted? You know, you start getting all messed up. Could I have changed something in that? Imagine me just 3 weeks later, feeling all types of complex emotions, being like, anyways, who got a big booty? You know what I mean?
Where that ass
You know what I mean? So it's like, I wouldn't market it myself as like, I'm on a healing journey. Okay. Like, that's like Starbucks coffee talk, right? Like pumpkin spice latte type of girl. But I do recognize that I'm in a moment where I'm assessing what is happening. And should I jump into something right now? Probably not.
Here's the thing. Here's why, like, here's why I'm going to push back a little bit on that. Because, like, most recent situation, I took months to heal. But here's the thing, like, you can be healed, like, when you get out of a relationship and it's dramatic and you're hurt and sad, angry, all of these, like, negative emotions, sometimes, like, when you're, like, discounting yourself, that is, like, when there's so much negativity, like, I I've stayed like a level of angry for like months. Like it cooled off a little bit, but like I can stay in that emotion.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can stay mad. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's really damaging because like there are people that probably want to get let in, but because now it's like a rock hard no.
But it's not your time. Like I cannot let you in right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad at this person.
But
or
how
I'm mad at
long
myself.
can I be mad? Like that's the thing. That's a scary place to be because like you have so many women that and they'll get called bitter and you know this and that and the third, but it's just like the longer you wait, like I have put a time limit on like when I will start dating again and blah 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 blah. But here's the thing, like you don't want to get it to a point where you are so turned off by everyone that maybe you'll miss the blessing. Like maybe there is a person that will love you the way you need to be loved, but like you fucking hate everyone, like you can't even see it.
Yeah, but you say you might miss a blessing. You might destroy a blessing at the same time. Like they come to you at the wrong time. You hate the world. You're upset. Yeah. You don't even know how to treat them right. And you destroy that relationship when it could have been the relationship that you really wanted.
Right. Well, for me, like I'm able to just distinguish things. So like say for example, like say you have a rough morning and then like I'm not the type of person that like, oh, because something happened to me, I'm gonna take it out on someone random. There are lots of people like that. Like they can't distinguish from like hurt. Like if I go into another relationship or another date or something like that, I'm not going into it with that pain like mindset. Like, oh, this person's gonna cheat on me like my last one did. Like I'm not thinking that. Like I'm like, okay, if I'm going on a date, that means I'm open to trust this person until I can't trust their ass no more. Like until they give me reasons to be like, okay, not this BS again. But the thing is, the more heartbreak and stuff you go to, the more I feel like discernment you have, and now you can tell what you really don't want and things like on a quicker level. That's why like I'm able to talk to people ahead of time, like before we go on the date. I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask you these questions because I'm not gonna put myself in a position to be like hurt like that again because I know so much now.
Something interesting, I think, happens between men and women is how they assess what their pain level is and when it happens. So you're asking a question about how long does it take for you to heal from your last relationship? But I could tell you from personal experience, this has happened 2 times. I'll tell you 3 things that happened to me, but 2 of them are the same thing. Okay. A relationship ended and I was good for like 6 months. Like, I'm glad this is over. I didn't want to be in it anymore. And then one particular night, I can't get this person out of my head. And then I'm stuck in this mode for like a year.
Oh, wow.
And I even noticed it now. Like, sometimes I pray at night before I go to bed.
Good.
Right. Well, yes. But that's what we do. But I've noticed that there are times when I pray at night and I think, God bless my mom, and a picture of my mom comes into my mind. Then God bless my father, picture of my dad, my brother, picture of my brother. And then I ain't got time to list everybody out. Right. So I say, and all of my family, my friends, and my loved ones. I say those 3 things in that order. When I think about my family, I think about a different person or a group of people at the same time. My friends, I think about like a period of time. Like a period of time, not just a specific person, but like I remember 2008 or 2009 to like 2015. Like everybody in that time, I liked them. Yeah. But then when I start saying, and my loved ones, a specific woman comes to mind. And it like messes me up.
Wow.
It like now I'm like, all right, I gotta stop praying. All right, goodbye. Amen.
Is that the devil or what? What is that? I mean? What is that?
and I'm like, and she's not even that removed.
Is she the one that got away?
I don't know. I don't think enough time has passed
to
know that. I'm sure it could feel that way right now, but Probably not. I would say probably not. Even though I think she's incredible.
Yeah.
But maybe just not incredible for me. But I think about that. Another thing that happened to me was a like almost relationship happened over 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I still think about it.
Oh, wow. That's why. So, that brings me. So is that why men double back?
Man, I feel like there's multiple reasons why men double back.
What's the lead reason?
I think the reason why most men will break up with a girl and then like try to get her back is because men naturally think about how they could solve something. And if a relationship ended, they think the solution to a bad relationship is ending it. But then when it's done, everything's great. And then a few months pass by. Now they start thinking about like, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if I solved this? And then they start thinking about the positives. Like when you're in a negative spiral, you can only think about all the negative things. Yeah. But then when you just take a step away from it, and then you could look at it like a member of an audience, you'd be like, all right, well, this wasn't good, but I like that, you know? And then you start really thinking about like, all right, well, what if I did this? What if I tried this? What if I tried that? Could all the things that I didn't like end up working out? And then guys come back. And sometimes it could just be like an emotional thing. It could be an emotional mixed with like a physical thing. But I know for me, when I've doubled back, I've doubled back in two different ways. One that's like immediately after, like we broke up a week later. I'm like, you know what, and then it's crazy because you start having these emotions where you're like, you really think this is my last relationship ever,
right?
You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna be in no other thing, so I might as well like.
Feel that way. I'm never doing this,
right? And then somebody else comes along, and you're like, all right, well, I'll give you a shot. Yeah, I'll give you a shot. But I've felt like that before, when I'm like, I don't think I could do this. It's not even that I don't think I could do it. I don't think the opportunity is gonna come for me to do it again. Ooh. That's really what I be thinking.
Oh no, I be thinking I'm done dealing with the pain.
No,
that's what I think. I'm done with this feeling.
Nah, I'm like, I just am like, that had to be the last person who would be interested in me. Oh, it's a crazy way of thinking. No, that's
a messed up way of thinking. You can't think like that.
Yeah, but that's how I think. Like, but then somebody else comes along, and I'll be like, "What you want from me?
What are you here for?"
You know what I mean? So, and it's not so much that I think I'm like terrible or anything like that, but I just think like as you go through the process, you just find somebody that you like so much, and they like you back. You're just waiting for it to mess up. You're just waiting.
Ooh, that's there's a word for that. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna prescribe nobody, but like not prescribe or diagnose, but that is you gotta change your mindset with that. And I know I have to change my mindset. Well, I'm working on it with like thinking so negatively after a relationship. Sometimes it's just really not you at all.
That's something I had to learn.
Yeah, it's not you. People be fucked up. They be dealing with their own things. They be interested in other people that they think are better, but actually aren't. And that's why I'm pressing to not feel like you have to heal for so long, because it's literally not you. There's literally is someone for you that is gonna appreciate all the things that this other dumbass didn't see. Literally that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I get into those negative spirals because I know me. When I get into a relationship, I really do try. Yeah. Like, I try. And I think you've probably seen that.
Yeah.
But if I see that something's not working, I will try. But something I do know about me is that I have a difficult time really understanding what someone else sees that I don't see. Like, I could feel like I'm giving it 300%, and then they're like, you acting like you don't care. I'm like, what?
Well, here's the thing. What it is, you have to find someone who you know really likes you for you. And there's ways to figure that out. And we've even had these conversations about love languages and stuff like that. When you go through hard times, when you really need something, that's when you find out who really is for you. And that's just not a boyfriend girlfriend thing. That's a friend thing. So it's just like, of course things are going perfectly when we're just kicking it and we both got jobs and everything's just kind of, you know, whatever. But let me get sick. Let me have to take off of work. Let me go through something. Mm-hmm. That's when you find out who is your friend. Friends are born, like the Bible says, friends are born in the time of adversity. So if you're not having any adversity, you're not knowing, it's hard to kind of tell who really likes you. What I heard that was interesting is that like this woman, her name is Shira7 on TikTok, the sprinkle lady, she basically said that let go of this idea of falling in love. You grow in love. Every day someone has to like prove to you. I
agree with that.
Yeah. And I never heard it said like that, but it makes a lot of sense. So like every day someone has to prove to you how much they like you. So for example, say you're taking a girl out and you're doing all this like nice stuff for her and she doesn't care. She doesn't say thank you. She's just like, whatever. I deserve this, or just like totally disregards what you do. That's a person that does not care. They don't like you for real. It doesn't matter what you do because they're not appreciative of you. They aren't for you. They want to deal with someone who is less. So let them have that. That I really feel like I'm always I'm always considering people a liar until you gotta prove yourself. Like, because anyone can tell you they love you, but love isn't, like everyone said, love is an action word. If you're not proving it to me, like, I'm not saying you have to do so much, but like there's certain standards that like if they're not met, like for example, there's a guy who was interested in me and I got sick to the point that like I could not leave my house, like, and I'm used to being able to get up and do for myself. Like I'm pretty independent, you know, in general, and like I really couldn't get to the store and all this type of stuff, and I told him that I was sick, and if it was me and my boyfriend or husband tells me they're sick, I'm trying to go take them something, I'm trying to figure out what I can do to fix it. Like I can't heal you, but like I'm gonna do what I can, and this person didn't even offer to like Postmates me some shit. I'm like, really? Like that's hurtful to me because I'm like, I'm sick and you didn't give a fuck. That's the message I'm getting. Because when other people, I would look out, I would do what I can. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're showing me how you feel about me.
I think you touched on a really good point. The element of friendship in a romantic relationship is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing that ever happened to me was that when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I fell crazy head over heels for a girl who was really like my best friend. And since then, nothing has really hit that point where I can get that same understanding. I remember one time I got appendicitis and she had moved to a different country, and I didn't know I had appendicitis. I just went to the hospital and she was just talking to me the whole time. I don't know what time it was in her country.
Yeah.
And I remember falling asleep in the hospital bed and waking up to calls from her, and she's like, I bought a ticket.
Wow.
And
that's love for real.
And I looked and we're like 21.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it was that insane. And I looked at the prices of the ticket, you know, right then and there, and it was like $3,300.
Whoa.
And I called her. I was like, yo, you can't do that. Like, don't spend that kind of money on me. It's just appendicitis. And she was like, it doesn't matter how much money it is.
If someone loves you, they're going to do it.
She was like, bags ready to come. And it was me who was like, don't do that for me. And I remember I told my mom that, and the level of disappointment my mom had in me when I told her that story, she was like, you should let her come.
Wow.
And I was like, really? Wow. And I was surprised. She was like, yeah, you should have let her come because she's showcasing how much she cares about you.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about how much this costs. If it doesn't matter to her, it doesn't matter to you. Let her come and let her take care of you if that's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
And I did not understand that at the time. I was thinking logically, you know, and I think that was like the first moment where I think, and I don't know, but I think in her mind, like, is this not friendship? or like then it starts getting all weird, you know, because like I did this for you and you're telling me no.
Yeah, you're shutting it down. And that's the thing, like when you find someone that is willing to do all those things, like it doesn't matter. Like when I'm in a relationship, like I'm willing to do almost anything, you know, for a person. So, you know, when that I can't expect me out of people, but what I can expect is a certain amount of that. Like, because then when I'm not seeing it, it's going to get worse over time. So, you know, the time that I got sick and the guy didn't care. Imagine 5 years later, we're married, I'm pregnant, and I'm having a problem. And what are you going to brush me off then? Like, you have to think about, like, how in the long run of, like, this could get worse. So it's just like when people show you certain things, like, oh, this person, you know, doesn't care, or this person is unappreciative. These things, unless you address it and the person like is actively trying to change them, it get worse. So it's just like certain things you have to be able to like discern and see, is this something I can really deal with over time.
What does the future look like for you? Do you feel like it's bright? You feel like what's coming for you like romantically?
I feel like it'll be bright closer to the end of the year, or maybe beginning of next year. Like I'm not like the thing is I'm never really looking. Like it would have to take someone to like really surprise me, but I'm not on any dating sites or anything like those are all just for people who want to like sleep around. So I'm like, if I don't meet someone organically, then you know.
Do you feel like you become best friends with the people that you've been with?
Oh yeah. If that's not your best friend, then what are y'all doing? Like, if I can't have a conversation, or open conversation with you about anything, then like we're really not that tight. Like, because now if I'm like afraid to say certain things, now that's when the sneakiness comes in. Like, oh, I can't say this because when the communication's fucked up, like that'll mess up any relationship.
It's true. There's been a couple times where a relationship has broken down because my biggest thing is like, I really want to be your friend. Like, I just feel like I'm your boyfriend. Yeah. And that's just not enough for me. And like I said, I've been ruined, you know, because I already experienced it one time. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, but the thing about it is that relationship can't be forced. Like it can't be rushed. It can't be anything. It has to, even if you decide like you want to be in a relationship with somebody in a romantic way, there has to be this foundation of you like legitimately trying to become their friend, and you can't judge it off the fact that like we're not best friends when we first started. But it just has to grow. Like you have to plant the seeds of being like, let me just not make this a physical thing. Let me not just make this like I just think you're great. Like let's develop a friendship underlying whatever we think is love or whatever we believe is love to be.
Yeah, you definitely can't become best friends that's like unnatural.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of people marry people that they've known for a long time.
That makes sense.
You know, like, oh, we went to high school together, but we're 30 now, and we just reconnected. Like, you know them. Yeah, so it's just only natural.
It makes sense.
Talk to me about dating in Los Angeles.
Oh, it's not great. I haven't had a good experience yet, because I've had relationships that last a while, but if it was so good, we'd still be together, and we're not. So I feel like this is a great place if you want to sleep around. This is the perfect city for you. People don't have those.
Where can you find? Well, go ahead and let us know where we can find.
So where can you find all this like
all this sex?
Any club, any place like that you go to, like I feel like people are open to that. I feel like the more honest, like people are so self-absorbed and they're so career driven. Everyone wants to be famous, including me. But but it's not, you know, people focus on it so hard body that like they can't, they're not willing to take any kind of relationship serious. Like they're just like, I'm going to work so hard until I'm like 40 and then maybe I'll think about getting married. Like, okay.
For me, dating in Los Angeles has been a very, very, very interesting experience. I definitely have found people that I think are amazing people.
Yeah.
But there's this giant sea of people that I wouldn't necessarily call them trash. Mm-hmm. I don't get too deep in people like with people that I think are trash.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But there is like this underlying feeling of being underwhelmed. Like it feels like there. It also could be me too that like there's something better around the corner.
Ooh.
Something is better than this, you know? So it's like, yeah, in the moment you're having a good time, and then but you're like later on you're just like, oh, okay, so you like them, you know? Or and then, you know, so it just a lot of it does feel a little bit empty.
Yeah. People don't have a lot of traditional values out here. Like you got some women that are like compared, like I was talking to some European men and they're like, LA is the land of just whores. These women
not Miami?
Not Miami, LA. Because I mean, and this was their experience. I don't know if they've ever been to Miami, but like women who really don't expect much out of men and who are like looking to have sex right away. So like I was talking to these were French men specifically, because I guess, you know, French women have a certain standard that they are not gonna just lay down with you right away. You have to court them. You have to do these things. In Los Angeles, and it's probably other cities as well, but I can only speak about LA because that's where we live. But like you have so many women that are just willing to get physical right away.
Right, and where
are they? In the streets. You gotta go to these bars and restaurants. Like there's plenty of women who are just looking for something physical, who don't want anything, but maybe they do. But here's the thing, like my thing with men is like, just be upfront that that's what you want. Like say that, because I feel like there's a lot of men who will try to play the role. Oh yeah, I'll be your boyfriend, but really they don't want just being monogamous. They really want to continue to like be out there. So like, if as a woman, like if I was a little bit younger, and I would appreciate a man just saying, hey man, I don't want a relationship whatsoever. I literally only want something physical. You should say that. There are women who are okay with that.
I don't know if that's quite my experience. I can say this though. I've noticed that like on the apps and things of that nature, there's a lot of churchy girls out there.
Really?
Lot of every single, like I used to see like, I just want to travel and like play with my puppy, you know, and whatever. But now it's like you could swipe 50 in a row and they're all like, Sundays are for church, Sundays are for family, Sundays are for like loving God. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm just noticing like there's a shift. In culture. Like I'm noticing a little shift. I don't know if it's age, you know, or if I'm like talking to women who are like out of their like young age of like, you know, just tequila shots and whatever. Yeah. Now they're just like, all right, I'm looking for this specifically. Like I can't tell you how many times I see like, if you don't have a strong relationship with God, don't talk to me. I see that all the time. Where I used to see like, if you're not spiritual. In therapy, that's the thing. Like therapy becomes God. But now they're like, I need to know that you like love Jesus.
That's good,
and that's like something that I've noticed. It is a difficult city to date in. Los Angeles is one of the most difficult places I think to find something if you're looking for like substantial quality. It's not impossible, and I've definitely dated some incredible people here in Los Angeles. I couldn't even have a single bad word to say about them.
Wow, that's so nice of you. I have lots of bad words to say about them.
No, there's some like, hey, you know, but you know, but I would say like in the last, there's even one that ended in a way that I did not like at all.
Yeah.
But
you don't have a lot of bad things to say about.
No, I don't know. I think like she's cool and she's great. Hey man, it didn't work out. Shout out to you. I'll go watch Shakespeare in the Park with somebody else.
Oh.
You know? So, yeah. That's... It is what it is.
I have lots of bad things to say, but it's just like part of it, you know, when you go through breakups and things like that, you know, we blame ourselves for like making the decision to do this, you know, with someone that you knew, you know, I knew for a while that it wasn't, but then as women, we feel like we can change people. And the thing is, I kind of did. This person, you know, I'm never going to have a girlfriend, blah, 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 and then did. So, like, I kind of did. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, well, you also knew that this was also not a good idea. So it's just like you have to work on forgiving yourself. That I feel like that is now that is something that does take time, like healing in that way. But at the same time, it's just like what I also heard that's interesting about that is that like there's nothing you could have done to protect yourself from someone who's just a piece of shit, because they're gonna do that. They've had more history in being like a shitty person for like a long time. There's no way that you could have like stopped a person from doing that to you. Like you weren't even equipped to do it. So that's what's kind of freeing, is this like, you know, when people act ugly and do, you know, ugly things to you, that's really a reflection of them. That really, you can't take that personal. That's literally them. It has nothing to do with you. So you can't like spend like months and years beating yourself up and not forgiving yourself for how another person is just a piece of shit.
Do you want to be the rich auntie that is single and travels the world and gives money to all the nieces and nephews?
I just want to be rich in general. I am rich in a lot of ways, but I don't aspire to that. I'm really like in a place of surrender right now. Like if I'm supposed to get married, God will bless me with that type of with the husband. If I'm supposed to be single and just be successful, and ultimately this is how I think. I'm like kind of open to anything. So like even if, okay, say I never got married, if I'm successful, I can just adopt a child and still have that like thing that I want. So I feel like either way I'm gonna win.
All right. Let's talk about two more things. Yeah. There's a woman that was taken out to Cheesecake Factory and it was like a whole situation. Tell me more about it.
Okay, so from what I understand, like there's a viral video of her talking about like, you know, he was maybe he was Indian or Middle Eastern. I couldn't really tell his race, but she was like, oh, you know, how are you going to take me to Cheesecake Factory when I look like this? Like she was real entitled. And I mean, she wasn't even all of that. The people who act all entitled are never that fine. Like there's just like overconfident people that think they're the shit, but like really are just shit.
Jeez.
So she, you know, is like berating this man for saying like, oh, the Cheesecake Factory and this is a chain restaurant and blah, blah, blah. And so you've had a lot of people have a lot of backlash because of this. We don't know if it's real or not, but what I will say is Cheesecake Factory is not the cheapest place.
It's not?
Absolutely not. Like first of all, it's a phone book menu of like mad shit to choose from.
Facts.
And then like drinks, everything. Anything that you could basically kind of think of is in Cheesecake Factory menu. So it's, you know, for her to act like, you know, that. Now, I have my comments about the $50 date thing. You can spend way more than $50 at Cheesecake Factory with like quickly. And I have, because I go there sometimes. So like that, for her to act like, now I could see if he would have took her to Wendy's or to Denny's or any of these like, you know, obvious like low budget places. But Cheesecake Factory is not a place you can act a donkey.
So when it comes to this lady mentioning that Cheesecake Factory is this like chain restaurant and it's just not good enough to be taken on a date. Mm-hmm. I've had the exact same experience.
Really?
The exact same.
At Cheesecake?
At Cheesecake Factory.
Whoa.
I've had the exact same experience. So really? I took a girl there and it wasn't even our first date. It was like our like fourth date. Oh. And I noticed that she ordered something, but it took her a long time to order something because she was like, because she was like twisting her lips around like, ugh. And so I didn't say anything at first. You know, at first I was just kind of like, maybe she just sees something that she doesn't like. But she finally ordered a salad. She took maybe 3 bites of the salad. I don't know what she was. It doesn't really matter. She bought a salad. Okay. Well, I bought the salad. Mm-hmm. And she took maybe 3 bites and then pushed the plate and was just like, I'm done. And so I was just like, what's going on? And she was like, I don't do chain restaurants. Oh. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did she know you were taking her there?
Yeah.
Why did she agree to it then?
I think she was just like, oh, actually, I asked. All right. So I was like, oh, my bad. Like, I'd like Cheesecake Factory. There's nothing really wrong with it. And she was like, no, Cheesecake Factory is disgusting. I can't even eat this salad, you know? And I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? She's like, I mean, if this is good enough for you, you can eat it. But like, yeah. And so I was like, so why did you come here? Because we had this plan for like a week. And she was like, I came here because I like you. But Cheesecake Factory, like, this is lame.
She should have said that before then.
I said that too. Yeah. I was like, if you don't like
I don't agree to no play. If you suggest some shit I don't want to eat, I'm going to say that.
I think that's what I said. I said, I think if you don't like the suggestion I made, just tell me something else. Because I thought you liked it. I was just like, do you just want to go to Cheesecake Factory? Yeah, sure. Great. Yeah. I'm like, oh, great. Right. This is perfect. But yeah, no, her whole like mood was just totally down. She was like, I don't do chain restaurants. I don't do like restaurants with more than a single page as a menu. She was like, this salad is disgusting. There's too many calories in it. Okay. You know, the drinks here are disgusting. It feels cheap. You know, everything here is just nasty. And I was just like,
the whole phone book menu is nasty.
Yeah, I was just kind of like taken aback. And I was like, all right, well.
I guess there are people that don't like cheesecake, but
if Cheesecake Factory is good enough for Drake,
yeah, Drake loves it.
Like, what's the problem?
I don't see now. I'm a bougie person. I can't lie. But I also like hood stuff too. So it's a mix there.
I don't even think cheesecake is hood.
I don't.
Like,
it's not.
If you go to Glendale Galleria, it's
very
very nice.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
Even the one in Woodland Hills by me, yeah, it's nice.
Maybe the cups are a little thick. But like, all right.
Even the free bread they have is nice.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's not. That's not a low budget place. Like
now, I do know that Olive Garden is probably not.
That's going down.
Yeah, that's going.
It used to be classy.
It did.
That and Red Lobster were both super classy. I felt high class if I got to go there after church. Okay?
Yeah.
That was a whole thing.
My mom used to take me to Olive Garden for my birthday.
Yeah, it's special.
It's fine. Yeah.
Unlimited breadsticks. Soups and salads.
It's the Little Caesars of nice restaurants.
Yeah. Nowadays, but there's plenty. There's plenty of places I would say are low budget, but Cheesecake is not one of them. And the thing is, when you're that, people who are actually super attractive and stuff like that don't talk like that. Like,
no,
and they're not even gonna agree. They're gonna find out where we're going ahead of time. Like, I'm not going to some mystery place unless like I've been in a relationship with you for a while
and you just trust him.
I trust you.
Yeah.
But on my first date, I'm not trusting you with shit. You're gonna plan it out. You're gonna tell me where we're going, and if I approve of it, then I'm gonna agree to this.
Twisting your lips at Cheesecake Factory to me is yet another Instagram filter. Like, it's you thinking what you've seen on social media. All these other girls are getting treated XYZ kind of way. Because I remember one of my like favorite nights I've had like in recent years. I went to a really nice restaurant in San Diego. Ooh. I can't really remember the name of it, but we ate some super expensive steak. Mm-hmm. And that memory is in my mind of me being like, I'm doing this because it's her birthday. We're having a beautiful time. I was excited to just take her somewhere really, really nice. Yeah. But she earned that because
after a while.
Like it wasn't any like super long period of time, but she earned it by just being a great woman, you know? So, but yeah, like, would I have also taken her to Cheesecake Factory at some point in time? Yeah. Every meal doesn't have to be some big grand thing. Like, cheesecake is cool. Like, it's mood lighting. It's cool.
I'm not gonna trash cheesecake. She was doing a lot. Some people were speculating that it's a skit, just for clicks or whatever, and it could have been.
Some people do feel that way though, especially now that I know it's happened to me. And the crazy thing is, I did not cut her off for a long time. After that, like it lasted way longer. After that, I should have just been like, "Oh, you got one of those attitudes,
like
and I should just let this go." But she never pulled that kind of stuff again.
That's a communication issue. Once again, why are you agreeing to some stuff you hate? That doesn't make sense.
Stupid. All right, last thing. Man, we had so many good topics. We'll talk about it another time.
Okay.
Washcloth or loofah?
Washcloth.
Why you say it with such disdain?
Because if you using a loofah, especially as a woman, you cannot get in the crevices. You can't. You're like, loofahs are rough. So like if you're scrubbing, like you need to wipe your butthole. Like in your private area. Like
you don't finger, like you don't use the fingers with the butthole? Fingers bit, with the soap?
But I have nails, so I can't like dig in crazy. But like that's why I have a washcloth. You're not fully getting clean with a loofah. You're not. You're
as a woman or anybody?
As a woman, especially.
Okay. All right.
Like my friend had this phrase of like, if the wash rag is stiff, I'm not hitting it, because the wash rag stiff. You obviously don't even wash every day. Like when is the last time that thing been used? Let's be clear. You can even have the washcloth, which is better to clean with, but
so you don't use a loofah at all?
No. It's like I feel like it like rips your skin.
Nah, it takes everything off.
Yeah, I feel like it's good like maybe for your back, but I don't know. I'm a washcloth. I grew up on washcloths. Like I feel like you can get it all up wherever you need to clean with the washcloth.
I be feeling like the washcloth is cool. But then, like, after one use or, like, while it's galopoliding around in my hand and stuff, it just feels all nasty.
Like it's holding dirt?
Yeah, like, I just...
A loofah could, too, though. But, I mean, I have a lot of washcloths, so I'll change them out.
And then, also, too, the loofah spreads the soap better. Like, it spreads it all through you, and you really do feel like... Yeah, all through your body, yada. Yeah, and then you really do feel clean because, like, I don't know, like it's so rough on you. It's great.
No, but I feel like it's like ripping sensitive area. So like,
I ain't gonna sensitive area myself with the loofah.
Oh, okay. So it's like I can't, like I don't know. This is getting real, like in there, but like I wipe inside, like you know what I'm saying, like especially my period. Like I can't be like having no kind of crust or whatever like up in there. So like I don't know, like. You can't do that with no loofah. You gotta like, or even like spreading my butt cheeks. Like I can't use a loofah and like rip up my butt. Like no, I'm gonna use a washcloth.
You just got soft skin.
Maybe.
Because a loofah is not gonna rip you up like that.
I've seen some rough looking loofahs, like some dry loofah, like that's like ripped a little. I don't know. It just looks like exfoliating type situation.
Is washcloth black, loofah white?
Yes. White people use loofahs. Black people use washcloths. Who washes more?
Dry loofah in the shower. Okay, whatever you say. All right. Anything else that you want to touch on?
Not off the top of the dome.
Actually, let's do one last thing. Mm-hmm. So they said whoever they are, the worst accent in America is the New York accent.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bunch of BS.
I actually like New York accents a little bit, but they do sound real hard. Like, I'm struggling and there's rats and roaches and it does sound a little, but I kind of think it's sexy though.
I think it depends on which New York, but for the most part, I don't see why it's nasty. However,
nasty. Mm-hmm. However,
when women talking to you from New York, like I was talking,
a lot of New Yorkers keep saying that.
All right, I must give you an example. I was talking to a girl this week. She's from Brooklyn. All right, she's from Brooklyn, and we're having a normal conversation. And she's like, "Oh, you've been traveling? You know what I mean? Like you've been traveling?" And I was like, "Not recently." And she's like,
you sounded aggressive.
No. You'll hear it. So she asked me, I said, "No, I haven't really been traveling." And then she goes, well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Next year, I'm outside. You heard? I'm outside. You heard?
Yo, you heard sounds real like.
I was like, did I offend you? Like,
are you mad?
She's like, I'm just telling you. I'm just explaining. And I was like, you don't put your finger guns down. My dog, son. My dog.
But everyone be thinking that I'm from New York. But you know what I really think it is? So many New Yorkers come to Florida.
Oh, yeah. Florida is New York, too.
Yeah. And I feel
Republican New York.
Yeah. I feel like Florida is like the New York of the South.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's where they all are.
Yeah, and like we naturally, and people want to say, oh, we're so crazy, blah blah blah. It probably really be all them New Yorkers that be coming down, taking over, that be making us look like we're like nut jobs.
Right, all those Dominicans.
Hey, chill out, you going too far. All them Haitians that's down there.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the show. Appreciate y'all. Hey, this week we hit a huge milestone. We had 100,000 views in a single month. All right, shout out to everybody who's watching the show. Do me a quick favor right now. Subscribe to the channel. Go to our Instagrams, MOI Podcast. Follow us. Comment on everything. Let us know what you think. This is another Crystal episode for y'all to get upset about.
Get mad.
Okay?
Stay mad.
And it is what it is. We'll catch you next time around the table. Stay positive and don't be like Jada Pinkett Smith.